800 years of silence. The world believes the throne is empty, but from here I write history. Before the vanished century, before the global field, a king without a crown was born, eternal and severe. I did not inherit this world, I seized it without grace, and sold humanity a lie they dared to call their peace. The oceans rise, the kings will fall, yet my shadow outlives them all. While the world forgets the past I tore apart, I decide who may exist and who depart. 800 winters watching every nation die, civilizations fade while I remain alive. The pen within my hand decides the final line. Truth is a luxury the world will never find. 5 elders bow their faith to me when silence falls across the sea. The world keeps asking who commands the throne, but none dare face the God unknown.
From the empty throne I watch the end begin. Kings and pirates fall beneath my hidden hand. 800 years rewriting destiny, yet the drums of freedom start to beat again.
If the world awakens, if the sun returns, but while the night still rules the sea, I remain the king of all. O'Hara burned for speaking truth too loud. Luzia vanished beneath the silent cloud. One island gone erased from every chart, just a name I chose to tear apart. Ancient weapons, I have seen them arrive. Kings of the sea, I watch them die. No blade nor army, forged in mortal flame. I am the shadow behind the game, in the garden where the chosen portraits lie. Vivi, Shirahoshi, Luffy marked to die. Every soul awaiting my decree. Every life suspended under me.
Dominus reversit, Dominus reversit, Divadinus reversit. Your soul is not your own.
It bends to mine still.
Dominus rumaisen,
Dominus mundi,
Silentium
regner,
Rex
absconditus imperium aeternum. But deep beneath the ocean something changed.
Something's wrong, begins to rain.
The laughter that shatters chains and fate. The sun I never could erase. Joy boy, your promise lives again.
From the empty throne, the world begins to shake. Kings and pirates crumble in its wake. 800 years of silence and control, but freedom's drum resounds across the world.
Until the dawn arrives.
Justice. What a beautiful word. It belongs to the winners. I only became what this world already was. Welcome to my game, Joker.
I was born above the world, celestial blood and throne, but heaven shut its gates when my father chose the unknown. Hunger in the gutter, arrows in my skin, a mansion burning down, that's where I learned to grin. I watched my mother die big in the sky and never stay silent, no answer, no cry. With shaking hands, I chose my reign, I killed my father to rise again. Humanity, don't make me laugh, I see the truth behind the mask. If heaven cast me out, I'll weave it back. With strings in my fingers, I control the air. Strings from heaven falling on you, puppets dancing in my view. Justice or evil, it's all the same. History is written by who wins the game. The world's a theater, I move the end. Celestial demon, Joker's head, one single motion. The world will bend. I built a family, suits of fate, diamond treble, pick a spade. Took a kingdom in one night, spread they smiled in chains, they danced with death. Nameless toys were stolen past, a factory laughing behind a mask. Smiling crates, Kaido and Shay, the underworld kneels with my name and said, "Ow! You thought I was king? Now I am the mark at the wire, the throne." Strings from heaven falling on you, puppets dancing in my view. Justice or evil, it's all the same. History is written by who wins the game. The world's a theater, I move the end. Celestial demon, Joker's hand, one single motion. The world will bend. A sick little boy with poison in veins, I gave him a seat inside my domain. But betrayal grows even when fed. My silent brother filled him with dread. 13 years waiting for fate to align. Surgeon of death crossed the line. Gamma knife tearing inside my chest. Love does not exist within power's grave. And straw hat came. The plague, make the spark bouncing through my perfect dark awakened out. I turned the sky and streets to threadbird cage closing overhead. 16 holy bullets split the air, black and crimson lightning flare. A giant fish shattered my sound, my glasses cracked, I hit the ground. They dragged me down to level 6, but hear me well, I fell from the throne, not from control. The Joker breathes, and the world still knows. When Kaido screams, the war will start, and then you'll learn justice was only my They said I was erased, that my name was forbidden, that the island vanished. But if the world forgot me, why does it still tremble? I didn't come for gold, I didn't come for fame. I came for the throne, hidden behind sacred flame. Kings in chains beneath my flag, giants, demons, pirates unmasked. I never asked heaven for permission. If God rules the world, I'm coming for his position. I'm not a legend, I'm a warning. I'm ambition without a leash of morning. I'm not a pirate, I'm the event. I'm the man who bent the firmament. sought the throne. If heaven rules, I overthrow. Rocks, 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 rocks in the sea. Erase my name, but now what's inside of me? Rocks, 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 rocks in the sea. A sword on God, a sword the ground. The world shakes when I come around, round. God valley, fire in the sky. The government hunting the man who won't die. Celestials trampling the holy ground. Slaves screaming as chaos surrounds. Roger laughing, guard standing tall. Two titans trying to stop it all. It wasn't defeat, it was control. When the world protects its rotten soul, they erase the island, silence my name. But you can't erase a man built for flame. D in my blood, D in my raw. There's a demon in the sea, I am the war. Assault on God, assault the throne. I didn't kneel, I break the stone. Rocks, 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 rocks again. Dreams of men don't die, they inside of me. Rocks, 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 rocks again. Assault on God, final rise. The forbidden story never dies. You can erase my island, you can rewrite the lie. You can bury my name in the sky, but you can't stop. A will is strong. If the world has a king, I don't belong. The name of D is not by chance. History moves in violent dance. If the sun brings freedom and light, I bring the endless night. Sword on God, assault the sea. The forbidden name will set it free. Rocks, 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 Xebec up. Assault on God, the era shifts. You can erase an island, but fear still drifts. God Valley never died, it lives in every lie. You can bury an island, but not the sky. Rocks, 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 the sea will know.
A day the name fell silent, Edward Newgate. The sea held its breath, no songs were raised, no glasses lifted, only a world learning how to stand without him. He never chased crowns or thrones, no maps carved with his name, only long tables, filled cups, and a place to return. While others counted treasures, he counted his sons. Like the world shook in fear, reality opened his arms. They say the strongest big mountains like a shield, not by orders, not by fear, but because someone believed first. Under a white flag that demanded no knees, only loyalty is yours. A man is not measured by what he takes, but by what he protects until the end. He wasn't legend by his strength, nor by shaking the sea. He became eternal by choosing family and rule. And when his voice was fading, the world still heard him cry, "Come on, peace exists." Not a single wound on his back, not one step away. Some truths are only shouted when the legend stays. The sea still stands because someone taught it how. He left no gold, he left a path. If today the world still believes, if there's fire in the night, it's because once I had chose to be a father before a legend. The sea remembers, so do we.
The world is waiting, even if it doesn't know it. And when the red-haired pirate appears, everything stops. They say the sea holds secrets even gods refuse to see. One of them, a red-haired captain, a pirate who never chased a throne. No crown, no law, but he inherited the will of the king of the seas. Laughing with a drink in hand, a free pirate with no command. But if someone dares to cross the line, there are things he won't let slide. Don't point a gun if you won't pull the trigger. His words alone make the world shiver. Not a threat, but something real. Raise your cup for the red-haired man. The sea remembers who he really is. He's not a king, but the world still waits. Not a god, but
presence commands the waves. Commands the waves. A boy once stood before the sea, dreaming of freedom endlessly, and in his eyes he clearly saw the man the world would soon become. He lost an arm, but not the fight. He gave it all to protect that light. A straw hat, a promise made, and a new era set in flame. Two sides clashing, the sky was torn, the world collapsing, everything gone. No one could stop what had begun until he came, and it was done. Not by blade, not by command, but by a presence none could stand. He needs no crown, he needs no throne. When he arrives, all power is gone. The red-haired pirate the sea respects, the one who ends wars without a threat. Without a threat. Some conquer, some rule, but he decides when a new era begins. In the darkness of 800 winters, when chains weighed heavier than the sun, men raised their eyes to the sky and prayed for a drum to bring the dawn. There was a nameless time when the sea became a prison, where children were born without laughter and mothers wept their song. The kings feared the dawn, their hands stained with salt, and in the shadow of 1,000 chains, an immortal whisper rose. The sun god will come, voices cry to the sea, through tears and iron chains, a smile will set us free. Nika, Nika, dancing in fire, break down the shadows, lift us higher. Drums of the dawn resound on the tide, our laughter can never be denied. They say the drum kept beating in hearts that bore the scars, though the whips kept falling, hope still reached the stars. A forbidden fruit kept pulsing with the rhythm of the truth, and in the hands of a dreaming child, the sun would shine.
is rising, then freedom will come at last. Nika, Nika, dancing in fire, break down the shadows, lift us higher. Drums of the dawn resound on the tide. Our laughter can never be denied.
They burned the names, erased the stories, but could not erase our memory. The drum that beats beneath the ground, the drum that waits for the dawn, is the voice of all who suffered, and of all who still laugh. That drum is you, Nika. Then came a boy with a straw hat, who never learned to hate. With his laughter he broke the tombs, with his fire he changed our fate. No more trembling in the shadows, no more blood to hide the past. For every strike of the sacred drum, a new world is born at last. Nika, Nika, dancing in fire, break down the shadows, lift us higher. Drums of the dawn resound on the tide. Our laughter can never be dead. Nika, Nika, son of hope, you are the cry that will never choke. 8 long centuries could not erase what in your laughter forever takes place. Nika, Nika, the drum will sound again. The dawn will never end.
800 years ago, a man smiled in defeat. A broken promise sank into the tide. But history never dies. The drums will sound again. Joy boy, your laughter still survives. Joy boy, your fire is the truth. A straw hat crossing every age. Roger held it, Shanks passed.
ages. They sealed your voice. But the will inherited can never be chained. It lives in laughter. It burns in the drum. The dawn will come. When the sun rises on a brand new world, the shadows will fall without mercy. A child is smiling, crown made of fire, inheriting your laughter, inheriting your seed. Eternal legacy, joy boy immortal. Drums of the dawn, awaken the sea. Your forbidden voice will never be silenced. In every smile it blooms again. Joy boy, immortal. Joy boy, immortal. Laughter never dies. The drums will sound
They say I'm just a liar, but this story truly happened.
I was there when the world was shaking, when a boy with a straw hat decided to challenge everything. Ha, 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 ha. Captain in the wings, a rubber captain with a cannon laugh, burning flags and never looking back. He doesn't want glory, he won't command. He wants to be king, just to be free on the sea. Three blades strong, carrying the pain. If Philippines or steps in first again. Nothing happened, bleeding but proud. Touch his captain, the world falls down. Legs in flame, smoke and pride. Sanji fights with fire, but cooks with heart inside. He won't use his hands, he stands his ground. If a Nekama falls, he burns the battlefield down. We are Mugiwara, we follow no one's law. Our family on this deck, and the ship sails toward a future king for sure. We are Mugiwara, the sea is our truth. Touch one Nakama, the whole world answers you. A thief who reads the sky and commands the breeze. Nami guides the storm with fearless seas. An archaeologist who screamed I want to live. Robin faced the world and chose to exist. A reindeer doctor with a giant heart. Chopper heals the wounds no one else can start. A cyborg shipwright with iron dreams. Frankie built a vessel that still believes. A skeleton laughing though he met his end. Brooke plays songs that make your soul ascend. A steady helm in the cruelest tide. Jimmy stands firm, the sea at his side. I saw it with my own eyes. The sky and fire and low. My captain took his aim and the world's flag started to fall. It wasn't war, it wasn't pride. It was saving a friend. That was why we are Mugiwara. We're never alone at all. We laugh in war, we dance even when we fall. We are Mugiwara. Now come until the end. If one of us falls, 10 hands rise again. I was afraid, I wanted to run. My legs were shaking more than once. But I stayed, I pulled the trigger tight. Because a Nakama doesn't leave a fight. I'm not the strongest, I know that's true. But if they move forward, I will too. If the story becomes a legend one day, I want you to know I stood in the fray. From the Mary that cried when we sailed away to the sunny ride in a brand new day. We are pirates, we are family. We are a roar that won't break free. This is no dream.
Thanks for watching my fearless